In the recent past, there is an increased interest in teaching strategic human resource management or strategic HR leadership. When I think about it, I keep wondering what kind of inputs can go into this particular kind of a paper. First of all, if you're going to teach strategic HRM, uh, the student should or the participant should understand what is strategy, what is strategic planning, what is business planning, what are various business strategies that are used. I can easily think of the balanced scorecard approach to strategic planning, or alternately core competency approach of C.K. Prahlad and Harry Gamel, or Govindarajan's uh, three box framework, where he talks of selectively forget the past, focus largely on the present, and at least at 10% to 20% of the future, and so on. I think just these three approaches come to my mind, but there may be many approaches. I think the participant should be, first of all, in the first module, exposed to strategic planning, strategic thinking, business strategies, including mergers, acquisitions, and all kinds of strategies that take place. So that can easily prepare them to understand business. The same thing can be applied to strategies in terms of governance for public sector enterprises, public services, strategies for improving the services sector, any service sector that you take, either the telecom or insurance or financial and other kind of issues, restructuring and structuring as a strategy, and so many other things can be taught. So the students, before introducing strategic HRM, should first be introduced to business strategies, strategic planning, strategic thinking, and things like that. Then comes the HR. The second module should introduce to the modern HR. Pre-pandemic HR and post-pandemic HR are likely to be somewhat different. I think the students should be given basic HR approaches. These include, from my book, Designing and Managing Human Resource Systems, along with Uday Parikh, or lately HRD Missionary, or Readings in Human Resources Development, and so on. I think this should be module 2, which should familiarize them with the fundamentals of HR. HR as a philosophy, HR as a systems approach, HR as a spiritual approach, HR also as a management and personal management approach, the traditional approaches and things like that. This will be module 2. Then when coming to module 3, by module 3 I would expect them to understand totally about HRD as a philosophy, HRD as a concept, HRD as a theory, HRD as we normally talk of competence building, commitment building, culture building, and things of that kind. So they should be familiar with these fundamentals. Then you start with a audit. In HR audit, I think, to me, HR audit is a great tool for strategic HRM. In HR audit, you take stock of what are the current strengths, current weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We do a little bit of a SWOT, but this is done in a very systematic way. These are done for each one of the systems. So I would introduce strategic recruitment. But strategic recruitment, you analyze your current recruitment policies and come up with future strategies. Use the HRD audit approach, strategic manpower planning, strategic recruitment, strategies in terms of competency mapping. All these are derived from HR audit methodologies given in my book HRD Audit as well as HRD Scorecard. I would think from module 3 onwards, module 3, 4, 5, 6 will be deriving HRD strategies. HR systems and strategies as given in this particular book is module 3. Module 4 will be HRD culture, building HRD culture and values. Module 5 will be building HRD competencies. And module 6 will be in terms of maximizing the impact of HR, drawing linkages between current systems and business plans, and so on. That could be a very concluding kind of a chapter. So my suggestions for this will be books like William Rothwell has written a lot on HRD. Dave Ulrich, of course, any of the Dave Ulrich books will be helpful. Particularly recent books on talking of global HR competencies will be of use. And I've already mentioned about the strategic planning books. In addition to this, I think if you agree with the approach that I've talked of, I think the HRD audit and HRD scorecard become excellent material besides the basic books of designing HR systems and HRD machinery and things like that. So there is nothing like a separate discipline of HR strategic management. I think it flows from all the strategies. A system can be used as a strategy, culture can be used as a strategy, competencies can be used as strategies, or talent can be used as a strategy, financial linkages can be used as strategies, a whole lot of things can be used as strategies. So I think for those of you who are thinking of introducing or reviewing your strategic HRM modules, these are just thoughts. Begin with strategy, give the basics of HR in the contemporary world. HR has taken a new meaning post pandemic. I think this is, people have to be familiar with this. Then initiate an evaluation of the current HR systems, strategies, HR competencies, HR culture and values, and HR linkages with tangible and intangible benefits, including intellectual capital and things like that. I think most of my books in HR Audit, HR Missionary, HRD Designing HR Systems, and other things can be used as very, very powerful tools for preparing students to be doing strategic HR management or strategic HR leadership. I hope these thoughts are of some use to you. All the best for those of you who are teaching HRM. Thank you very much. All the best.